everybody, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Soccer Bro is here with another YouTube video. Yes, I know this is not a Monday, but this is very important and I really was excited to make this video. Yes, today is the premiere of the Elvis Presley movie, and that's why I wanted to make this video, and I definitely wanted to make it today, not only because it's the premiere, but because we literally just got back from watching it. It was amazing. Even though I literally almost left in the middle of the movie because I got like a stomach ache, but I literally almost died through like the middle to like the end because of that. But I wasn't gonna miss 1 second of the movie, considering I'm a very big Elvis fan. And also, while I was there, I literally found out I was probably the only one who was the age of 20 in that theater. Everyone was literally older or from like they're like Elvis's age, or younger than that possibly. But there was a lot of people there. It was basically packed. But that shows you that I mostly get along with the older generation versus my own generation for a lot of things. Plus, I went with my mom. I didn't go with anyone else because most people that I just straight up know aren't into that thing and that type of stuff. They're just not into that stuff. So, yeah, I was with people who had taste in that theater. But yeah, if you don't like the 50s or Elvis, that's fine. But I just wanted you guys to hear my take on this. That's why I'm recording this, and I'm very, very excited, and everything else. So, and I'm literally wearing the outfit that I wore there. You'll see, I'm literally gonna be using, the thumbnail from when we were at the movies. So you're gonna see me in front of, like, the Elvis poster, the movie poster, and everything else. And other things, and I'm also going to put up the post as well for this because I'm just really happy. Also because I'm going to be literally gone tomorrow, so I want to be able to have time to do it tomorrow. So yeah. So basically, they literally did this movie a lot more differently than Bohemian Rhapsody, which was on Freddie Mercury. Who is a part of the band Queen. I watched that movie when that came out. I was with my mom, my sister, and Alex, Alex is my sister's boyfriend, who I see as a big brother figure, but also this isn't the point of this. That movie was extremely good. I cried at the end, but what they did with this movie that was so much different, but they're pretty good movies. The soundtrack was mostly their songs. Actors in that movie did extremely well. It was great. Especially, so the actor who played Elvis, he did extremely well. He basically mostly sounded like Elvis. He basically did Elvis exactly well. It was literally like he was basically possessed by Elvis. But there were times in the movie that you could tell that he's not Elvis, obviously. But he looks very similar to Elvis. Probably not like an exact twin, but they were able to literally use movie effects to make it look more Elvis-like, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it was like it also did not start with his childhood right away. It basically started with Elvis's manager basically talking about how he didn't kill Elvis and that like he was good to Elvis, they were business partners and everything else, and then he went on telling the story. But I don't want to literally put too much if you haven't seen the movie yet. You could probably see it on a streaming site, but it's not the same as seeing it in the movie theater. I am not kidding, especially with the new recliner seats and everything. It was just nice because me and my mom haven't been to the movies in so long, especially since this was like an Elvis movie, which made it even better. But yeah, in my opinion, it's just sad on how a lot of kids today say that they appreciate Elvis or Marilyn Monroe, but they only like them for the aesthetic that they bring, but they don't like them, seeing them as an actual person, seeing them as actual history, and just being a fan, either watching their movies or listening to the music. And yes, Marilyn Monroe actually did sing. She was pretty good, but she wasn't like Elvis, technically. Elvis was mostly a singer, but he did do a lot of movies. I've seen a lot of his movies, including this one, even though he technically wasn't in it. But, oh my gosh, the effects, the quality and everything was extremely perfect. And from what they also said, that a lot of movies that Elvis did actually relate to his life in some way, which was actually kind of true, especially the ones that dealt with like the carnival and everything, the carnivals and stuff like that, because back in that time period there was actually a lot of them. There's a lot more state fairs than there is nowadays, which is kind of sad because they are incredibly fun. Not talking about the Big E. The Big E is nice, but it's not the same as like the older type of like town fairs and everything else, and the fairgrounds and everything, because you could literally set up the fair basically anywhere where there's like grass or like streets or whatever. Anyways, not talking about that. A lot of his songs were put into the movie. The actor did sing them, but some of them they would literally play Elvis's voice. They would literally edit, whenever they did like record stuff, it would be actually Elvis's voice actually singing on the records most of the time. Whenever they would play records or on the radio, they used Elvis's actual audio from the songs that he's recorded. But there was times where the actor would also sing them. And like, it was just a nice touch. They did not do that in Queen, I don't think, because things were different for that movie. I think the actor mostly sang the songs. I'm not sure, but the point is they're both good movies. And so it literally started off there, and then it also explained how he got some of his songs from and how he was inspired by. They literally put in a scene where he went into a black club and just hung out with people of color, and he felt more comfortable around them than people of his own color, mostly because of like the how it was back in the 50s and 60s and everything else, mostly the 50s and down the line for like the history and everything. Segregation, there it is, that's what I was waiting that's the word I was looking for, was the segregation. And also there was literally an actor who basically was resembling Little Richard, and he sung one of Little Richard's most famous songs. And then there was also a female singer that he was inspired by that was also in the club. She was singing after Little Richard. And I enjoyed seeing someone play as Little Richard. He was only in there for like some scenes. He wasn't in there for most of the movie. So for like the small amount of time that he was in the movie, he did very well. And I'm actually happy about that because I actually do like Little Richard. Speaking of Little Richard, he was also on Full House. Or that was, I think he was on Full House, or I'm probably mixing him up with somebody else. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was him, or it was like, I don't know. I could be getting that wrong. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Because also, Jesse on Full House loved Elvis too, so there's a lot of Elvis references on that show. And I was surprised that they didn't get John Stamos to do that, because John Stamos is actually an Elvis fan, so that would have been so cool if he was able to literally play Elvis. But obviously that's not how it went. So, and then they went in a little bit about Elvis's younger years. He was friends with a lot of people of color up to, like, basically his whole life. And he went into a black church, and he was just memorized by the music, which is really good, because it's very, like, positive in the churches, because their music and them singing is just, it's catchy, and then, like, you get into it and everything. Like, I can understand how that inspired him into how he became himself. And he and his manager were going along well in the beginning years, and it basically showed all of that. But you could also see how the manager was kind of sketchy through the whole time. I did learn that Elvis's father went to jail. I didn't know that prior to this movie, which I was surprised, but Elvis's father was a good man. I think he got framed for something. I don't really remember that part too much, but the big thing is I didn't know that he went to jail. And Elvis and his mother went away to go live somewhere else while waiting for his father to be let out of jail. So there was a lot of things that I actually did learn from this movie, and a lot of stuff that I already did know. And so that was something new that I learned from the movie. And then also, they really played the role well that Elvis was a mother's boy, because he straight up just adored his mother. And they also explained how she passed away and everything. I almost cried because I felt so bad, because Elvis was torn apart when his mother passed away. I didn't know that she was an alcoholic, which that was also revealed in the movie. Also, Priscilla's and Elvis's relationship was also done really well. Not everything was portrayed out, because it's a 2-hour movie, so not everything was in it, but they did a pretty good job of doing the whole movie. They explained how he started out, how they found Elvis and everything. But it was kind of a sad thing that we didn't see Elvis in high school, because he was a musician in high school. He sang in high school. He performed in high school. I mean, they kind of touched on it a little bit, but Ghost Hunters literally went to Elvis's old high school, and they literally did a paranormal investigation there. I remember that. I could be wrong. I remember that, but, like, go watch it. Go look up, like, Ghost Hunters on YouTube. You'll probably find it. I never found that other episode that I was looking for from Ghost Adventures, so we'll see about that one. But anyways, my point is, it's a very great movie. The graphics are amazing. Everything was done really well. And despite everything that they didn't show, they still did a really good job to portray the whole lifespan of Elvis. They also put old clips of him from events that actually happened. So we literally got to see and listen to, like, black and white videos of Elvis in the actual movie. They edited that in. They mostly did that towards the end, but they also did it in the middle. They flavored it in, basically. So, like, I'm just extremely happy with what we got from this movie. I absolutely loved it. no, I did not cry, but I felt the whole pain and everything. I was basically smiling for like most of the movie, like for the beginning and all the happy parts, but then literally when a lot of horrible things happened, I was really sad and depressed, but I didn't cry. I was this close to crying, but I didn't. I also love the songs that did make it into the movie, but there's a lot of songs that held a lot of meaning that Elvis sang, didn't make it in. Hound Dog made it in. That's Alright Mama made it in. That I almost fangirl screamed when that one went on. And then there was a couple other ones that were Can't Help Falling in Love with You, which was played when they were literally doing the beginning of showing like Elvis and Priscilla, and they showed photos from their wedding and everything. They showed clips of the actual events and everything, but again, they mostly kept it towards the end, but they still did it throughout the movie. So it was basically like going from like scrapbook to movie. It was amazing. It was like a one whole big edit of like Elvis, like kind of like the TikTok edits is what I'm talking about, or many like short video clips, but put into like 2 hours. It was amazing. He brought up the pink Cadillac they wanted to buy for his mother. That's actually in the museum. It's in a museum. I have no idea where it is, but you probably, if you've seen my Instagram, you know that I found it and I put it up. I put it up on my story. I'll try to find it, but we'll see. But every time, because my cousin has a pink Cadillac, so every time I see or visit my cousin, I'm literally like, you're living like Elvis every single time, because I say it as a joke because he owned straight up a pink Cadillac. Elvis actually owned many Cadillacs, either from the 70s, 60s, 50s, mostly from there, from like since he could drive basically. I also learned that he was a truck driver as well. There's a lot in there that I recently learned about, but honestly, if you guys also love Elvis or love the 50s like I do, please watch the movie. This was kind of my review on it, but I didn't want to spoil it too much for those of you who haven't seen it, and I really want you guys to watch it. Sadly, if you can't get a ticket now, you're not going to see it in theaters. I saw it at 2:15 today. That was the time that we had. I still have the tickets because they didn't throw out the tickets. So I literally just stuffed them back into my my pocketbook and everything. And then I'll probably end up putting them back in my wallet because that's where I kept them this whole time so we didn't lose it. And I loved the movie. It made me happy, except for the ending, because I obviously knew it was going to end the way it did, but I hate Elvis's manager because in a way they didn't fully emphasize in the movie, but in my opinion, it was his addiction, his workaholicism. He was a workaholic. I don't think workaholism is an actual word. And his love for performance is basically what killed him, as well as his manager straight up, because Elvis did want to do other things in life and he never got to do them because of his idiot manager. Because leave that for the movie to explain versus me explaining it, because again, I really want you guys to straight up watch the movie because it's a really good movie and you'll see what I mean once you watch the movie. So I do think his manager also did a great deal of legit killing Elvis because he pushed him so hard and he kept trying to put him do events, and he kept Elvis from doing what he loved, essentially, with what he wanted to do with like performance wise or what events he wanted to work and do. Elvis still did it because of his love for his fans and everything. And he still was a good person despite what tore him and Priscilla apart. But I mean, I understand that, but it's still sad because regardless of their age gap, they were kind of good together, and she did help Elvis and she did support him through everything. So it's still sad, but stuff like that happens because this is real life. Elvis never remarried after that, and it's still sad. So yeah, this is my review on the Elvis Presley movie. That's basically the name of the movie. So yeah, please go watch the movie. I'm begging you, please. Trust me, especially if you also like classic cars and you don't like Elvis. Good half of the movie is literally, you're gonna see a lot of beautiful classic cars. There were so many Bel Airs in that movie. There were so many Cadillacs in that movie. Considering this was like the USA, basically this took place in, you're not going to see many like European cars, which most of the people I know like instead. You're just going to see 50s cars from the United States basically. But it's still nice, and you're going to see history played out in a very great way. This is probably my top movie of 2022. Even though I haven't done a movie review in so long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go watch the movie. I would share my movie popcorn, but since we got it with extra butter in it, I'm probably not going to share it. And I have no way to share it with you guys anyway. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go watch the movie. Please remember to stay classic. Please remember to stay strong, my warriors, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And yes, I know this is not a Monday, but this is an exception. Don't get mad at me. And watch the Elvis movie. Love you guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.